Officer of the Public Defender.
Thank you.
You've been charged with burglary of a structure criminal offense. Reviewed the affidavit. I do find probable cause of 3,500 count to 1,000 and require that you not return to Region 7393 South Boulevard. Thank you, sir. All right, please go and state your name.
All
right, Mr. Brodus, you do qualify as public defender. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. You've been charged. Oh, that's not it. All right, you've been charged with larceny, petty theft, trespass after warning. I don't have affidavit. Did he do that? Mr. Brodus, do you want to see the defender, sir?
Yeah.
All right, sir. Do you have any income? How?
Obviously, social security disability.
I'll appoint the office of the public to represent you. And count 1,000, count 200, and I'm going to require that you not that Walgreens located at 190 South Orange Avenue. Canal? Okay, sir, I did a public been charged with driving while license is suspended.
Not until my
All right, will be set for pre-trial conference.
at 8:30.
Your name?
I don't understand these.
The traffic.
Yeah, how's she on?
Right.
I have no idea.
She has a she's being told to be a driver. But it shouldn't be this. Like, these aren't criminal offenses, so I don't know. Violation of probation.
Oh, here on a VE. Okay. Okay, got it. All right. So let's see here. You've got 4. So you're and you had the 4 traffic tickets in your they said set it free. I got it. Okay. So you've got running stop sign, failure to crash, provide insurance, registration, and a burner violation. Let's see if I have a deal. I do show you how, like, pending a suspension. Looks like provide proof of insurance. If you wanted to resolve all of the cases, I would, in exchange, would resolve the failure of each party to the crash proof of insurance. I would assess a $500 fine, $33, and I would merge and dismiss the other violations in exchange for the plea. Want to just not guilty to for a trial?
On probation, not enough.
Civil trial.
Right, I just wanted to make sure that's
I don't know. I can't.
never,
Better is because you don't. I mean, it's not really a.
It's
It's
just
payable traffic.
I can pay it.
could you say that one more time, Your Honor?
Yeah, told it's gonna be on the 22 19016. I'll withhold you a $500 civil penalty, $33 cost. I'll dismiss.
Okay. Write a plea form.
You don't need a plea. Because it's civil traffic infraction.
I'd like to accept that, Your
All
Honor.
right. So on those, and no matter, you don't do, I'll do an order so that,
Thank you.
I know the clerk's officer doesn't do the TRs. So we'll do, adjudication 2020 TR 9016. I'll assess the penalty, the $3 cost. I'll give you pay. If you're unable to pay, you must report to the clerk's office. And I'm going to dismiss the other 3 traffic infractions. And now TR, you know, but then you still have your VP here on. So, okay.
There you go.
I mean, but you're on. Okay, thanks.
Now, could we call it? Or you just did everything? Not call anything.
You're on the
No.
Oh, okay. We have Cumberland next.
And we'll waive and enter a plea not guilty, Your Honor.
He'll put that, BTC in the division.
Trial conference date will be February 3rd at 9 a.m. Courtroom 9B.
Honor that 380 a Staley and a 320 me stay for
We're not on the case.
Let's take a moment and let me at least get your name.
hard, man.
Your name?
Have your name,
A Farrar.
Mr. Farrar.
Enter not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay. It'll be set for a conference.
45 courtroom.
The packet doing on 9.
Please follow the officer out. Your name? All right. You accepting, resolving this?
The offer from the state indication credit time served. Court costs you here. Mr. Garden would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Garden, I'm holding a plea agreement form. Do you have any questions for the plea? Forcing you to enter into this plea agreement? You understand that you are not a state citizen entering into this plea agreement? Are you currently on probation for any other? I'll accept your plea of no contest. I'm going to adjudicate the guilt of the offense. Give you credit for time served of 35 days. Court costs, which I'll convert to civil judgment. Mr. Harris.
I missed this. Oops.
Okay, it has to be returned. He wasn't served. You have to serve. Yeah, they have to come, they have to serve.
Well, if he wanted to wait, resolve it. All right, by information, trespass, occupy.
Offer.
I apologize, Your Honor. I seem to
Sure,
have
no, I
missed this
understand.
one. Turn to notes located
Terry.
at Terry Avenue and then investigation. Um, 150 CF police.
Suspended. Right there.
Since he hasn't been served, he doesn't have any credit on this, right? But I mean, I know he's been in jail for a while.
So,
Just put credit, I'm sorry, but
Harris, I'm holding up a plea agreement form. Do you have any questions about the right you're giving up? Is anybody forcing you to enter into this plea agreement today? Understand that if you're not a United States citizen entering into this plea agreement, are you currently on probation for any other offense? On charge of trespass, plead? I'll accept your plea of no contest. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the offense. I'm going to give you credit for any time served. I'm going to require that you not return to the Daytona at 4093 Avenue. Assess mandatory cost of investigation of $152 for the CF department. I'm going to give you 1 year to pay. Any reason you're unable to pay it off within the year, you must report to the clerk to set up a payment plan. Ask your attorney. All right, please, officer.
no, they'll give it to you. I will wait and enter a plea of not.
All right, it'll be set for
February the 6th.
step forward, make your name. His name here, Kastner hasn't been served.
Your Honor, the VOP that's pending, so we wouldn't be resolving it.
Okay, all right, Mr. Kastner, this has been served with the summons, so we can't address your case. Come back for your arraignment. I don't know, you're in, apparently, you're so it's,
supposed in, 17.
You be served with plenty of time by then. Step forward and tell me. All right, Ms. Taylor, you've been charged with resisting an officer without violence.
I'm gonna enter plea not
February the 6th at 8:30 in courtroom 6C.
I'm sorry, what was the date?
February the 6th at 8:30 in courtroom 6C.
You have too many cases.
Please state your name.
Elijah Tillman.
All right, Mr. Tillman, it looks like this is your arraignment on a violation of probation for battery, domestic violence.
We're gonna enter a denial, Your Honor.
All right.
Is it a
Enter a
VOP?
denial. It'll be set for a VOP hearing.
February the 13th at 9 o'clock in courtroom 4E.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir.
Watson?
And I will enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, and Ms. Watson will be set for a pretrial conference on,
February the 3rd at 9 a.m. in courtroom 6B.
thank you. Please state your name. Mr. Cheney, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been charged with carrying a concealed weapon and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'll stay the bonds. It was 1,000, count one, $100, count two, and require that you not return to the bus stop at Old Cheney and North Cimarron Boulevard. Please follow the officer out the blue door. Please state your name.
Maria Cortez.
Ms. Cortez, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been charged with trespass on property after warning. Are we resolving it, or no?
You can afford a bond, right? Okay. I would ask for a bond, Your Honor.
All right, I'll stay the bond at $500 and require that you not return to Universal Studios, 1,000 Universal Boulevard.
I don't want them to kick you out of the
Did English have one?
No, Judge, I did not have one, sir.
Please state your name.
English.
All right, Mr. English, I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been charged with trespass on a structure or a conveyance. Were we gonna resolve this one today,
Yes,
or?
Your Honor.
Yes, okay, then I'm not gonna appoint the PD.
Okay. Just sign him. And the offer is an adjudication of guilt, 5 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2, and no return to 1516 37th Street.
All right, Mr. English, I'm holding up a plea agreement form. Do you have any questions about the rights you're giving up in exchange for the plea agreement?
No, ma'am.
Is anybody forcing you to enter into this plea agreement today? Do you understand that if you're not a United States citizen, entering into this plea agreement will subject you to deportation? On the charge of trespass in a structure or conveyance, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the offense. I'm going to sentence you to 5 days in the Orange County Jail and give you credit for time served of 2 days. I'm going to assess mandatory court costs, which I'll convert to a civil judgment. And I'm going to require that you not return to the family health located at 1516 37th Street in Orange County, Florida. All right, please follow the officer out the blue door. All right, please state your name.
Jason Neal.
All right, Mr. Neal, I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been charged with trespass on property after warning.
The offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, 5 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 and no return to 2420 East Colonial Drive. Mr. Neal would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest. Can I please get the? Oh, sorry.
And since we're resolving this charge, I won't take any action on the battery case that he's out on bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Neal, do you have any questions about the rights you're giving up in exchange for the plea?
No.
Is anybody forcing you to enter into this plea agreement today?
No.
Do you understand that if you are not a United States citizen, entering into this plea agreement will subject you to deportation?
Yeah.
Are you currently on probation for any other offense?
No.
On the charge of trespass on property after warning, how do you plead?
No contest.
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the offense. I'm going to sentence you to 5 days in the Orange County Jail and give you credit for time served of 2 days. I'm going to assess mandatory court costs, which I'll reduce to a civil judgment. I'm going to require that you not return to the Walgreens located at 2420 East Colonial Drive in Orange County, Florida.
Okay.
Please follow the officer out the blue door. Yeah. Thank you. All right, I'll appoint the public defender provisionally. I'll stay the bonds, 500 count 1, 1,000 count 2,
Thank you.
and no return to the 7-Eleven at 3508 South OBT.
Say your name.
My name is Denver Freeman.
All right, Mr. Freeman, let's see, are you been charged with disorderly conduct? I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you.
Yes, ma'am.
And he's got, it's the same, the disorderlies in the same one, I don't know, in the same location. I don't know if we want to resolve both cases or not at all.
The offer from the state was an adjudication of guilt, 5 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 on both cases, Your Honor.
And it's concurrent sentences?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
The 2 days the last time I was here.
You gotta do 3 more. 2.
I know, but I'm saying,
That's what I counted. 2 today, 2 for the other one. You have to do 3 more.
wouldn't that be 4 days credit?
Are you,
No, you got to do 5 days, you have 3 more days to go. You'll get 5 days sentence with 2 days time served, not 2 plus 2, 2 on each. Because you're not going to do 10, you're doing 5, so you get 2.
Yeah, no, but all I was saying to her was the last time I got picked up for this charge, which was like way back in like August something, I had already did 2 days, and then I've been going to the state attorney's office once a week. They've got my new address. I've been housed since then, and they're telling me that they have no interest in the case at all.
Oh, I see. So you're saying you had 4 on the old case?
Yeah.
Right, well, you still got to do 3 on the new case. We can give you the 4 days on the old case, but you still got to do 3 more on the new one.
That doesn't make sense if you're running the sentences concurrently, does it?
Well, I can stack them.
Right.
I mean,
It's up to you, sir. I don't know. If you don't want to resolve it, we don't have to resolve it today. You can enter a plea of not guilty.
I just don't understand why I should have to do another 3.
you wanna do it or not? We can stay the bonds.
Madam Clerk, can you confirm what his credit time served is on the out on bond 22MO1076?
Just said.
Yes, just a moment.
You have
Thank
to do
you.
more, just like you just said. You're gonna do 3 more days. You can either take it or not. That's your options.
Something about
No, you're not getting.
so this would put me on what, Friday?
2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, I had already checked with pre-trial. So you gotta do 3 more days. You'll sign it. Your Honor, as to the new charge, I don't have the case number. Do you have the case number by chance?
14.
Okay.
2022 MO 1076.
22 or 23?
No, the new.
2022.
No, the new
Oh,
case.
The new case, I'm sorry. 2023 MO 14. Let me look at the time served here, just one moment.
The run of the sentence is concurrent. She was the one who said she was in the run of concurrent. I'm just going off what I'm hearing. That's what I'm saying.
She just explained it to you. You gotta do 3 more days.
2 days.
All right, Mr. Freeman, I'm holding up a plea agreement form. Do you have any questions about the rights you're giving up in exchange for your plea agreements on both cases?
No,
Is anybody forcing you to enter into these plea agreements today?
no.
Do you understand that if you're not a United States citizen, entering into these plea agreements will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Are you currently on probation for any other offense? On the charge of disorderly conduct in each case, how do you plead?
No contest.
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest in both of the cases. In each case, I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the offense. In case number 2022-MO-1076-AO, I'm going to sentence you to 5 days in the Orange County Jail and give you credit for time served of 4 days. In case number 2023-MO-14-AO, I'm going to sentence you to 5 days in the Orange County Jail and give you credit for time served of 2 days. I'm going to assess mandatory court cost in both of the cases and convert them to a civil judgment. And I'm going to require that you not return to the North Magnolia Avenue and East Colonial Drive intersection.
Your Honor, I believe on
No, I can't do that, right? That's, oh, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I believe on the out-on bond, he only had credit for 2 days, Your Honor. I believe that's what the clerk.
Oh, but he doesn't get the 2 from this one too?
I don't know if he's been booked in or what have you, so.
Okay, I thought he got the 2 on the original booking and whenever he was in now. No, that's not the way it
He
works?
should if he has been, if he's being held on that, Your Honor.
Okay, well, he had the first appearance detainer. Does that count as being held on it?
Yeah?
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, he just has 1 day left on that one, but he still has
Okay.
3 days left on the other one, so,
Okay.
Yeah, so I get off Friday.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
so it all works out.
I don't know how they count the days.
And they're concurrent.
Concurrent, yes.
Thank you.
Please step forward and state your name.
Heather Swank.
All right, Mr. Swank, I'll appoint the office of the, are we gonna resolve it? Never mind.
Yes, Your Honor.
I won't. I'm in
the-
charge with disorderly conduct.
The offer is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and Mr. Swank would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
All right, Mr. Swank, I'm holding up a plea agreement form. Do you have any questions about the rights you're giving up?
May I have plead not guilty?
It's no contest, not guilty.
I'll-
Not guilty is, you want to go to trial?
Yes, I was wanting to represent myself and plead not guilty.
Oh, okay, he said he wants to go to trial, Your Honor, so I would just ask that you set a bond.
Okay, all right, sir. I'll set bond in the amount of, did you said you wanted to represent yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll set bond in the amount of $250, and your case will be set for an arraignment. And at the arraignment, the judge will go over some things with you to make sure that you are able to properly represent yourself. The judge will have some questions about your education. Do you read and write English, and give you some warnings about why it's in your best interest to have an attorney and that you won't get any special consideration from the court if you represent yourself, but they'll do that in arraignments with you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please follow the officer out the door.
That was just Swank. You're gonna stay as bond.
250, yep. All right, please state your name.
Hey, Addison.
You said Addison? All right. All right, Mr. Addison, let's see here. You've been charged with possession of meth, possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, and possession of cannabis greater than 20 grams. Did you want to see, did he do one?
Yes, he qualifies.
You do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. And I do see, I can stay the bonds, but you also qualify for pretrial release. That's a program that's run by the Orange County Corrections Office, where in lieu of posting a monetary bond, you can be released under the program. And under that program, you have to comply with all of the requirements of the program, and you have to report on a regular basis to a PTR officer. Do you want to talk to him for a minute about that, Ms. George?
He'd ask that you stay the bonds, Your Honor.
All right, I'll stay the bonds at 1,000 each count.
Yes, 300. Yeah, tell him on the call and see it's on your belongings.
Good, Mr. Alexander.
Yes, he qualifies, Judge.
All right, please state your name.
Algie Alexander.
Mr. Alexander, you do qualify for a public defender, so I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. We have a couple things going on. You have a warrant for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and is that bondable?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and then also you have an arrest for burglary of an occupied dwelling. On the burglary of an occupied dwelling, I do find PC. I'll stay the bond in the amount of 5,000. Do we have a recommendation on the aggravated assault for a bond amount?
No, Your Honor, I'll leave it at your discretion.
All right, I'll set bond in the amount of $20,000 and require that you have no contact with the victim. And then I'm going to revoke the ROR in case number 2022 CF 8503AO. I'm going to set bond in the amount of count 1 of $50,000 and count 2, 1,000. Count 3 was not filed on, so I'm not gonna
Yes, they
do
did.
anything on that.
But how much is count 2, Judge? I'm sorry.
1,000.
Thank you.
Your Honor, with regard to 23 CF 34, can I also get a no return, please?
Yes, no return to the scene, no contact with the victim, no weapons or firearms. All right. Please step forward and tell me your name.
Is Raul Baez?
All right, Mr. Baez, you're here on a failure to appear warrant, and the judge in your case has set bond in the amount of none. Did she?
Yes, he qualifies, Judge.
Please state your name.
Brown Ennis.
A little louder, I'm starting to hear.
Vina Brown Ennis.
All right, ma'am, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you.
Thank you.
You've been in case number 2023 CF 54AO. I do find probable cause. I'll stay the bonds, count 1, 1,000, count 2, 1,000. And the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, that was a warrant. A judge previously found probable cause. And I'll stay the bond at 5,000, and any conditions, no contact, no return, no weapons, no firearms. Please follow the officer out the blue door. Please step forward and tell me your name.
Swan Carson.
Yes, he qualifies, Judge.
All right, sir, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. You've been charged with resisting an officer with violence. I do find probable cause. I'll stay the bond in the amount of $1,000.
He qualifies, Daniel also qualifies.
All right, please step forward and state your name.
Daniel Cepeda.
All right, Mr. Cepedas, I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. In 2023 MM 5AA, I do not find probable cause for possession of drug paraphernalia, so I'll ROR you on that count. In 2023 49 AO, fleeing and eluding with lights, I'm going to set bond in the amount of $5,000. In 2022 CF 13785, and that you have 2 counts, and the judge previously, that was a warrant where the judge previously found probable cause. I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $10,000 in count 1 and $2,500 in count 2. I'm gonna require that you have no contact, no return to the victim's home, and the curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. That was previously imposed by the court.
And Judge, to 6
Yeah.
a.m. You found no PC in 2023.
Which would temp-
5A, right?
Thank you.
and this one? 600.
All right, please step forward and state your name.
Vanessa LeBron.
All right, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. See here, you've been charged with possession of oxycodone, loitering or prowling, possession of meth, possession of cannabis, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'll set bond, count 1, 1,000, count 2, 500, count 3, 1,000, count 4, 150, count 5, 150, and no return to the U-Haul located at 7726 South Orange Blossom Trail. Please step forward and tell me your name.
Jose Mayhew.
Your Honor, my apologies. Terrence Mack, he refused his appearance.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender in Mr. Mack's case, find probable cause, stay the bond at 1,000, and require no return to the Walgreens located at 6201 International Drive. All right, tell me your name again, I'm sorry.
Jose Mayhew.
All right, Mr. Mayhew.
He qualifies, Judge.
All right, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been charged with driving while license revoked as an habitual offender. I'm gonna set bond in the new case at $2,500. In the case that you're currently out on bond in, 2022 CF 15063AO, I'm revoking the bond and setting it none. And the reason I'm doing that is because these, is exact same offenses occurred within 2 days of each other.
On the out on bond, Your Honor, I didn't see an attorney. Could you appoint us?
Yes, I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender in that case also.
You're gonna have to, all the attorneys, like I said, here, picking up the same charges. It's already- Your Honor, he stated all he had to do was take a 5-hour course to get his license back. I can't see what's suspending his driver's license. But he was stating that all he had to finish was his 8-hour course to get his license back, and he cannot do that from here. So I would ask that you, as opposed to holding him at no bond, revoke and double or even set a higher than double bond in order for him to at least obtain that license. So he will not continue to pick up the exact same charges. She can look. That's what she's gonna look and see that. Mhm.
PTR, do you have a DL record?
I can print one.
In which case?
It's on the travel license.
The out on bond?
No, it's before that. It shows that they granted. And I can get out of court. It's a suspension. So that I can't keep my license. It's in the public records.
She's about to pull your driving record to see. So
No.
Your Honor, if you look at in 2022, this is the case, TR 11312AE. If you look, he completed the driving while license fact class proof to the clerk. The order was granted on the 18th of November. Granted defendant's motion to complete the driver's while license suspended class to withhold. They granted that. I believe that is what he's referring to. That was just done.
Yeah, but even that was a county withhold, right? So that still counts, he's got 4 within 5.
Oh, okay.
He's got
I
an
didn't see that.
Orange, a Martin, a Lake, and another Broward.
Doesn't matter.
From 2018, there's no way he's.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
5-hour class. Yeah, nope. All right, please step forward and state your name.
Uma Nemo.
All right, Mr. Nemo, does it call?
Yes, Judge, it does.
I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You have a warrant for possession of cocaine. The judge in that case previously found probable cause. I'll stay the bond at 1,000. And the new case is possession of meth. I do find probable cause. I'll set bond in the amount of 1,000 and require that you not return to 1238 Conley Street.
In both cases.
Your Honor, he qualifies for,
Oh, he does qualify for PTR.
he would like pretrial release.
All right, so, it'll be, I'll order random drug testing. Do we need to wait 30 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so, one of the conditions of pretrial release will be random drug testing, and, that won't begin for 30 days.
Get your system clear.
Is PTR for both cases, Your Honor, just to confirm?
Yes, I'll do PTR on both.
Thank you.
You got 30 days to get
Yes. Those are fleeing and eluding.
They gave him a bond.
Oh, normally they don't set bonds.
Okay. Guess we missed that one. All right, please state your name.
Paul Quinones.
Mr. Quinones, you're here on a failure to appear, and the judge in that case set bond in the amount of $1,000, so I'll stay that bond.
I don't understand this, Mel. I'm not, I requested a public defender. I haven't spoken to nobody. I was 30-30 on the charge. I have a million questions.
Here's the
Okay,
attorney's number. You can call.
I
and
don't,
speak
they don't answer the phone from the jail. I don't have an attorney I can contact. I'm not from the Orlando area, man. What is it? What is this?
I will let the attorney know to reach out to you.
It's a KPS issued by a judge in the felony case here in Orange County.
But can you explain to me what I'm doing here? Okay, I was released on a
Yes,
33.
you're here, you've been arrested on a KPS. A judge signed it indicating that you failed to appear, and the judge has set the bond in the amount of $1,000, and I'm staying that bond.
Okay, what is
All right,
the
please follow the officer out.
failure
the
to
door.
appear on a charge that I was released 33 on?
Please make sure someone from your office
I am
contacts him
doing that. Yes.
before he does something. Gets him here longer. All right, please step forward and state your name.
Jeffrey Rivera.
All right, Mr. Rivera. You do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. And, is that right? The possession of cocaine within $1,000 of a convenience store? Is that 15,000? Seemed high.
I believe it's because it's a first-degree felony. It's bumped up because of the 1,000 feet of a convenience store.
Oh, okay.
He does not have excessively,
I was gonna reduce it to 2,500. Any objection?
no objection.
All right, on count one, I'll set bond at $2,500, count two, 1,000, count three, $150, count four, $150, and count five, $150. And no return to the Wawa at 8049 East Colonial Drive.
You don't, pretrial said you don't do that. She doesn't do that pretrial.
All right, please step forward and state your name.
Daryl Sloan.
Did Mr. Sloan do a public defender?
Yes, yes.
All right, Mr. Sloan, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. You've been charged with grand theft, third degree. I'll stay the bond in the amount of $1,000. I'm going to revoke the ROR in 2022 CF 4878AO, set bond at none. And the conditions are that you continue to comply with any requirements set by DCF. The judge had previously amended the no contact order to just comply with DCF.
Your Honor,
Yes.
with regard to the new law, if we could have a no return to that Publix. Yeah, the Publix at 400 East Central Boulevard.
Yes, and I'll require that you not return to the Publix located at 400 East Central Boulevard.
And in 2023, 438,
It's in pretrial detention.
in the 4878, you want to comply with all DCF?
Right, I'm revoking the ROR, setting bond at none, and the conditions were, it was originally a no contact order, but the judge amended it to
Child
comply with
neglect?
DCF.
I'm not joking. I'm looking at it right now.
What?
He has arraignment set for the 26th.
Yeah. I just looked it up.
Oh, no, not.
Oh.
It's, I saw.
I have he's rejected from PTD.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah, he was rejected from PTD.
I just never seen a PTD for that. You're gonna have to call an attorney.
Teller qualifies judge also.
Thank
No, you can't bond out. She said it at 9. She's revoked.
All right, please follow the officer out the blue door. Please step forward and state your name.
Evan Jamal Taylor.
All right, Mr. Taylor, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. You've been charged with possession of meth and possession of cannabis. I'll stay the bonds at 1,000 and, well, I'll reduce count 2 to 150.
There you go.
Wilkin. All right, please step forward and state your name.
Darius Williams.
What happened to Wilkin?
Sorry, y'all, she's currently on mental health status.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the office of the public defender, and I'll stay the bonds and require no return.
On both cases, all counts?
Oh, wait, you know what? I wasn't going to stay the bonds. Actually, I was gonna do something different in that case. Hold on. So in the criminal mischief, oh, I was staying those 1,000, 10,000, 300, 3,500. And then in the other case, the battery on a law enforcement officer, I'm gonna set bond in the amount of 5,000. The criminal mischief, 1,000. The first resisting an officer, resisting with violence of 250 and without violence of 250.
And Your Honor, I ask that she have no contact with the victim of the arson, who is Edwin Taylor.
Yes, I'll require no contact with the victim.
I think she also went to his workplace, so I'd also ask for a no return. I think he delivers pizza.
Right,
Is
no
this the one?
return to the Papa John's at 6310 West Colonial Drive, and no contact with the witness also.
Thank you.
Also, in 2023, 50, you're reducing count 1 to.
I increased it to
increased it to
5,000.
Thank you.
And then the last two were 250 each.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Williams, let's see here. Did he qualify?
I do not have an affidavit.
Mr. Williams, do you want to see if you qualify for a public defender?
Eden Self is my lawyer.
Oh, you have a private attorney?
Eden Self.
Okay. Is that somebody with your office, or is that? Okay.
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir. So, in case number 2022 CF 5695 AO, that's a warrant. So a judge previously found probable cause. I'll stay the bond in the amount of $1,000. I do find probable cause on the other ones. On the fleeing and eluding with injury or damage, I'll set bond in the amount of $20,000. The possession of oxycodone, $1,000. Carrying a concealed firearm, $1,000. Possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, $250. Possession of drug paraphernalia, $250. I'll require that you have no weapons or firearms, and you must turn them in, if any, within 24 hours of your release. I think that's it. All right, please follow the officer out the door. Are there any other cases that we need to address?
Nope.
We're off the record? We're gonna, we'll figure out the language line, we'll go past it. They're ready, let's take them. They can, whatever they come back, whatever they can take them. All right, perfect. All right, I'll appoint Office of the Public Defender. I'll state the one, it's 100, count 2, 2,500, count 3, no return to 12286 East Colonial Drive. No contact with the. All right, we have the Portuguese line on. Hello, interpreter?
Yes, hi, this is John. How may I-
Hi, John. Have you been sworn in yet? All right, please raise your right hand to be sworn in by the clerk.
Okay.
I swear or affirm to translate from Portuguese and English to Portuguese, so help you.
Boom.
Thank you.
All right, John, the interpreter. We have two people who require interpreting. We have the defendant and the victim. So you'll please ask the defendant to state his name.
Ok. A pessoa, o réu, por favor, fale o seu nome completo.
Adriano Zago.
Adriano Zago.
Mr. Zagoto, you are charged with a private person.
O senhor está sendo acusado de agressão numa pessoa.
John, please have the victim raise their
Por favor, requerente, e fala o seu nome completo.
right. You're right.
Mão direita.
Swear or affirm
Você jura e afirma
the testimony.
No, no me bate.
Não, um minuto. Your Honor, explain that this is a
I need to repeat what the clerk's saying to her.
Ok. Você dizer a verdade, somente a verdade? Yeah.
I don't think
Obrigado.
you finished that. You didn't finish the, oh, no.
Ou afirma
The testimony
o testemunho que você
shall be the whole truth, so help you.
será a verdade, somente a verdade, nada mais do que a verdade, e que Deus te ajude? Yes, I do.
Right. Put your hand down now. Thank you.
Para a mão, obrigado.
Please, state your name again, ma'am.
Por favor, fala o seu nome completo.
Anne Carolina Pinheiro Zagoto.
Anne Carolina.
Ms. Eugene, you may inquire of Ms. Agoto.
Bom dia.
Yeah.
The defendant?
Como que você conhece o
Como assim? Ele é meu esposo.
He's my husband.
Do you live?
Vocês moram juntos?
Ano.
Is pending? Do you want?
Enquanto o caso está pendente, quer morar com ele?
Sim.
Yes. Você tem medo dele? Não. Uma coisa como essa já aconteceu antes?
Não.
Never.
Incidents?
Estava usando bebida alcoólica quando isso aconteceu? Não tenho mais nenhuma pergunta
De nada.
All right, Mr. Zagoto, I'm going to set bond in now, $1,500.
Eu vou pôr uma fiança no valor de $1.500.
I'm going to require that you have no hostile contact with the victim.
Você não pode ter nenhum tipo de contato hostil com essa vítima.
You can write together, have hostile relations.
De acordo com o dela, vocês podem continuar vivendo sem ter uma relação de habilidade.
No arguing, contact.
Não podem ligar, não podem agressão física.
Because the victim is pregnant and you share DCF is involved, I'm going to comply with any requirements that DCF sets forth.
Como a vítima está grávida e vocês têm filhos, se DCS desenvolver, você tem que obedecer as exigências deles.
And defender, some point the office of the public defender to represent you.
Você tem de ter defensor público. Então, eu vou arranjar defensor público para você.
Require that you not possess any weapons or firearms.
Existe não na sua nenhum tipo de arma de fogo ou arma.
Turn him into the Orange County Sheriff's Office in 24 hours to release from incarceration.
Se você tiver algum tipo de arma, precisa devolver essa entre Orange County Police em 24 horas que você for solto.
And the public defenders will give you contact information. It's important that you stay in contact with them, and they do have interpreters.
O pessoal que é advogado público para você, é muito importante que você mantenha o contato com e eles têm português.
Ms. Zagato, thank you for coming in this morning. Yes, ma'am, to say something else.
Senhores, senhora, obrigado por comparecer hoje. Você quer alguma coisa?
Sim.
Yeah.
Eu isso não precisava como todo caso tem uma briga na discussão, ele não me agrediu, ele simplesmente segurou porque estava nervosa e a vizinha interpretou mal, por isso que ele estava mas ele nunca me agrediu. Ele é um ótimo pai e um ótimo...
Let the interpreter say to me, because you don't offer what.
For forgiveness is supposed to happen. Like every couple times have disagreements. He didn't hit me. He was just grabbing my arm because I was really nervous. And my neighbor interpreted and thought he was hitting me.
All right, the state attorney will give you a card and you reach out and speak to the ASA who the case.
Você vai receber cartão do oficial e nesse cartão vai ter informação de quem você pode falar sobre o seu caso, tá bom?
Tá, obrigada.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you again for your time. Sir, please follow the officer out the blue door.
Obrigado, a senhora pode retirar e o senhor vai com o guarda pela porta azul.
All right, thank you, John. Thank you for your time this morning.
You're welcome. Thanks for being our service and have a
You too. All right, please state your name. Okay, all right, Miss. You are here on a warrant out of Polk County and the judge has on the amount. So Polk County will be notified that you're here and they'll have the opportunity. Please follow out the door. Please state your name.
Ashriel Best.
Let's see here. In charge with possession of less than 20 grams. I reviewed the affidavit. Defender, the public defender to represent you, and I'll bond $1,000 on count $100 on count 2.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. Please step forward and state your name. All right, Mr. Patrick, you appear on a failure to appear warrant, and the judge assigned to the case is set on in the amount of none. And, oh, he did qualify, so appointed. Yes. Please step forward and state.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Public defender to represent him individually, and I'll stay the bonds out of 1,000 on count 1, 5,000 on required 15 and
Wait.
Thank you. Tell me your. All right, let's see here. You've been assault with a deadly weapon water here? No. Okay, so the arrest affidavit is at the dollar minor. So if DC has been brought in to comply with any requirement of DF, here I have to order no contact to maintain a separate resident. So I don't know if daughter is going to stay or if she's gone to other places. You can't be there at the same time. You can her one time and the president law enforcement your personal belongings if your daughter is remaining at the primary residence. And that you not possess any weapons or firearms. If you have any that have not previously been taken, you must turn to the county sheriff's office within 24 hours of your release from incarceration. And I'll set bond in the amount of $1,000.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. Thank you. Yes. Okay, do any the Evelyn case? I'll and it was a warrant. So the bond on count one, the bond listed at 3,500. Is here on that? He's next. He's in the next case. Okay, so burglary of conveyance, offset bond. Yeah.
Yeah, it's first degree felony.
Yeah. On that one, the battery by strangulation, domestic violence, offset bond amount of $5,000, and the battery domestic violence charges $1,500 with the no return and forms requirement state. Okay, thank you. All right. Name?
Salomon.
All right, Mr. Solomon, you qualify for a letter appointed to the public defender to represent you. You are charged with violation of injunction and aggravated stalking after injunction. Raise your right hand to be sworn in.
Be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing so help.
Please state your name.
Dr. Jeremiah Stokes.
All right.
How do you defend it?
I'm a therapist and he's a previous patient of mine.
So we have, just a minute, we have a, the attorney
Charles McMillan, he wanted to.
appear. It's your turn.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know why it's not working. Our web. So I need to do.
Welcome to a meeting. Now, you are a participant.
Oh. All right, you want to wait for the attorney or you want to?
Is it loading up? I'll say.
No, there it says one person. Oh, I don't know.
Okay, we can.
Okay. All right, you may inquire. He's an injunction victim.
I understand, but the injunction in place to do is enforce that.
Yeah. So did you want to tell the court something?
Yeah, so junction and he showed up on the house and he also showed up at home. And I have a family. So there's significant concern, right? And we just want to make sure that whatever intervention needs to take place, whether that's mental health intervention, whether that's criminal intervention, this has gotten out of control. And so this is for 21. Talking, phone calls, emails, and now, you know, the fact that he stepped properly is a major concern.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming in. I appreciate your time this morning, for showing up, and I don't know what's up with the attorney, but Solomon. I'll appoint the office of public defender to represent, qualify for a I want to reinforce the requirement of the injunction. No contact with this individual that is placed at home. No contact means you cannot sit outside and stare at his place of work. It's alleged in the affidavit. You can't go to his home and pick up rocks and those are no contact. You can't call him. You can't have people do contact him when you no contact means no contact. I can't express of what I'm saying. So all the requirements remain in place, including no weapons or firearms, and bond the amount of, on one. I'm going to set bond the amount of $10,000, and in count two, I'm going to set bond the amount of $1,000. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you.
All right, you charged with bad domestic violence. Okay, so you want to see if I don't see that you filled out any paperwork.
I got one of the papers. I just.
Oh, you did. Okay. Are you qualified for a public defender? So public to represent. Just here, you have to order that you have no contact and maintain residence. From the affidavit, it seems like you were because you have two systems in the home, but you can return one time in the presence of law enforcement officers belonging. I'm not sure that you possess any weapons or firearms. Have any within 24 hours of your release from incarceration. You qualify for a pretrial release. The Orange County Corrections Department. It's a from monetary bond to comply with the conditions of pretrial includes a face-to-face release officer on a regular basis. Do you want to participate in the release program? Okay, I'm going to release you under PT imposed. I said a lot. Okay, all right. Officer out the back door. Blue door. All right, please step forward and state your name. All right, Mr. Lonnie, violence and resisting officer with violence. You qualify for a public defender, so I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. I'm going to require that you have no contact with the victim. I see in the report that was present, but it's not your child. TCF has any requirement going in order that you comply with them. I require that you not possess weapons or firearms. If you have any, you must turn them into the Orange County Sheriff's Office within 24 hours of their release from incarceration. You qualify for the release program by the Department of Corrections. A requirement you have to comply with all the things of the program, including meeting face-to-face with your officer on a regular basis. Want to participate in that program to be released?
Yes, please.
PR. And also, the affidavit indicates alcohol was involved, but you not consume any alcohol or drugs that have not been prescribed by. Right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's here to reside in New Hampshire. Are you granting him permission?
Oh, that's right. So you were returning to New Hampshire. Are you going to participate in PR then if he returns to?
Yes. phase, then like the next day, and then he needs to go back home and that.
Okay, all right, State, do you have any objection because PTR and home?
No.
Okay, all right, so, Mr. Looney, just make sure that you meet with the PTR officer and let them give you permission to return to your home. I think January 6th you returning.
Yes, Your Honor.
So just make sure you stay in contact with PTR and make sure you figure out how to do that while you're, and stay in contact with the Office of the Public. They can waive your appearance in court as long as you continue to have contact with them. So make sure you stay in contact. All right, please. Please state your name.
And Jervis.
You've been charged with battery, violence. I don't see a victim. So I want to order no contact, no. I see that you're with the victim. If DCF has been involved, I'm required to comply with any requirements of the department. No contact, no weapons. If you incident, you may return one time. The presence of law enforcement officers retrieve your personal belongings. You have to maintain a separate residence and that your bond and split to $5,000.
What was in this case? Any case?
I didn't say it yet. 2,500.
Doesn't show his.
That's not what that means.
I don't think that's for that individual.
I've got out on bond. I'm carrying. You're in mechanical. Huh? Yeah. Isn't this your?
And what was you were speaking on that one?
I'm sorry.
Revoking the on bond.
And I doubled 1,000. It's currently $2,500. The new charge was just filed on 23, but it's a firearm, and that's why I'm doing that.
I was going to ask, he doesn't appear he has an attorney in there. Could you out on bond?
Yes, I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender, and that's case 22CF 13605AO. Forward and state.
McGill.
All right, Mr. Charged with battery, domestic violence, and I don't have anybody here. I'm going to step on in the amount of $2,500. That you have the victim maintain separate residence. If you share one time in the presence of law enforcement officers to retrieve require not possess weapons or firearms. If you have, must turn them into the sheriff's office within 24 hours of release to a PD form.
Yes, he qualified.
We do qualify for public, so point the public defender.
Just to confirm, your bond is 25.
Do you know like how I pay bond? How do I pay bond?
Yeah, so the public defender can help out with that. Please state your name. All right, Mr. Mitchell, you're in charge with battery, dating, probable cause on a step bond in the amount of $1,100. I require no contact with the victim, maintain a separate residence. You may return one time in the presence of law enforcement officers to retrieve your personal belongings. I require weapons or firearms. If you must turn them into the sheriff's office 24 hours of your release. You're currently on R1 on count of grand theft, third-degree motor vehicle. I'm revoking the R1 that bond in the amount of $1,000 in that case. I know that there are 4 counts listed, but the only that was the grand. Yes. Yes. Any qualified defender, I that. Please step forward and tell me your name.
Javon.
Mr. Smith.
I have an affidavit.
Mr. Smith, do you qualify for a public defender? Yes. All right, will you please raise your hand? Do you swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth? All right, you can put your hand down. Do you have any dependents? Wife? No. Have any regular income?
Yes.
How much and how long?
I work at FedEx, 500.
Qualified.
All right, you do qualify for to represent you. Ma'am, if you'll please raise your hand, please stand.
You solemnly swear or affirm that the whole truth, nothing but
State your name.
Shani.
You may inquire.
Morning. How do you know that brother together? Yes. Continue together outside of any contact with him. No. Something like that. Not before, but arguing with incident. No, not that I'm aware of. Thank you for the question.
Ma'am, the Mr. does qualify for pretrial release. That's a program that's run by the Orange County Department of Corrections, and a mechanism for him to be released in incarceration, but he has to comply with the limits of the program, including meeting with the pretrial release on other basis. Do you have any connection to him?
No, we had communication last night through a family friend, and he had agreed that my job is there, then move out and not have any contact with me. So
Okay, all right. Mr. to qualify for a pretrial release, that's a program that's run by the Orange County Sheriff's Office. You have to comply with the requirements with the PTR officer on a regular basis. Do you want that program? Yes. All right. Going to order under the pretrial release program. Require that you have no contact with the victim. Require that you maintain separate residence. You may return one time to the shared residence of law officers to retrieve your personal belongings. If you permanently relocating and you need to go back and get all of your belongings, choose to decide your case, your public defender can make the judge aware of what's going on and coordinate that move out. So just make one time, and if you're moving out, talk to your public defender judge and don't just go over there and violate. All right, I'm going to require that you not possess any weapons or firearms. If you have any, turn them into the sheriff within 24 hours of your release from it. Thank you. Anything else?
No, you gave him the one-time return.
Time return. Sir, please step forward. Thank you, ma'am, for coming in. I appreciate your time this morning. Please state your name.
Jack Obeth.
All right, you're here on warrant from Osceola. Judge paid a set bond in the amount of $1,000 on each of the accounts of state bonds. Follow the officer out the blue door. Please step forward and state your name. Here on a warrant out of Polk County, judge in that case is set bond in the amount of none. We'll notify Polk County here and give you the opportunity to be picked up. Please follow the officer out the door. Step forward and state your name.
Alan Wajor.
To Woodard.
Move up.
And what's your
Alan Wajor.
Oh, that's the one right over here. All right, sir, so you're here lately, and the judge set bond in the amount of $8,000 on count one, $1,000 on count two, and $1,000 on count three. I'll stay those bonds and notify the county that the officer out the What's the last name? Inman. Right, sir. Let's see here. You've been charged with. Did you find out if you qualify? Private lawyer. Okay. All right. So you've been charged with a concealed firearm, possession of firearm, convicted felon, of cannabis, and 20 grams, and violation. All right. As to, I'm going to take bonds on the new felon was $2,500 on count one, $4,000 on count two, and on count three, going to reduce it to 50. And on the on-view violation of probation, is bond in the amount of none. I'll appoint the office. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent Mr. Smith. Judge Carl has that bond in the none. I'll say that. And we have in first. I gotta make sure I've got. So the DOP was none. And number 23, yeah, 59. So the aggravated battery on an officer is $20,000. Damage, criminal mischief, set bond amount of $500, and resisting an officer without violence, set bond amount of $500. In case number 2023 CF, and this the resisting to set bond in the amount of $10,000, and then I'll stay count two. I'll stay the bond at 500, the bond at 2,500, and count four the fleeing and eluding amount of $5,000.
With 229, where that's the criminal mission, can we also get a no return contact?
Yes, be over to the scene contact or the officer victims. One, I bond in the amount of $1,000. Count two, 500. Count three, 500. Do we have 3-day motions?
Yes.
Have the state of Florida versus
22 MM 782 of non-following.
State of Florida versus Christopher Cooper.
22 granted, notice of non.
State of Florida, Joshua
22 MM 982 granted, notice of non.
State of Florida versus Taiwan Lovett.
22 CF 1068.
State of Florida versus Pierre Leaks.
22 CF 3908 granted, notice of non.
State of Florida versus Jatan
He or she CF 1258 22 CF 193, both were of non.
State of Florida versus Gabriella Porter.
I believe they were also this one, 22 CF 1304 and 22 MN 002 granted, is not.
I don't have the order on the CF.
It was morning, I didn't have my record to my attention. A notice of non-filed been filed.
Can you the number of the MM again?
22 MN 0.
Is AOAE? No.
Oh, I'll double check.
With that case now. State of Florida versus Billy Rodriguez.
Mr. Rodriguez has 22 870 and 22 C240. Information is filed.
Florida versus Pierre Leaks.
Have we not? 13908.
182. Oh, yeah, it's a different one. Same person. Case. 2020 CF 13882 AO.
Filed.
State of Florida versus Levon Hawkins.
I don't have any more, Your Honor, so you have to give me case numbers.
Okay. He has 22 CF 139 AO. 2020 CF 13988 AO.
True. Levon 13697, notice of not filing. I'm sorry, Your Honor, can you the second case number?
Sure. 2022 CF 138 AO.
8. Granted, this is on.
Sotomayor, this case is 2023 CT4. Good afternoon, sir.
Buenas tardes, señor.
I don't think his microphone's on. Sir, can you hear us?
¿Me escuchas?
Sí, se escucho.
I can hear you.
Thank you. Sir, you're here based on an allegation of DUI with property damage. Judge yesterday found probable cause for that allegation.
Usted está aquí por una alegación de manejar bajo los efectos con daños a la propiedad y el juez ayer encontró causa probable, motivo fundado por esa alegación.
Your bond is set in the amount of $5,000.
La fianza que se impuso son $5,000.
I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent your interests.
Se va a nombrar a la oficina del defensor público para que lo represente.
We're going to swear you in.
Le vamos a tomar el juramento.
Raise your right hand.
Levante su mano derecha, por favor.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to enter into this case to be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
¿Usted jura solemnemente o afirma que el testimonio que va a dar será la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad con la ayuda de Dios?
Sí.
I do.
Tell me your name, please.
Dígame su nombre, por favor.
Edgar Leonel Baquedano Charlie.
Edgar Leonel Baquedano Charlie.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Muy bien, muchas gracias.
Do we have additional court dates?
Jail arraignment, if unable to bond, jail arraignment, January 12th, 8:05 a.m., courtroom 4A. Interpreter?
La lectura de cargos, si no puede salir bajo fianza, va a ser el día 12 de enero. What was the time again?
8:05 a.m.
A las 8:05 de la mañana.
If bonded, arraignment, January 30th, 8:30 a.m., courtroom 5B.
Y si sale bajo fianza, la lectura de cargos va a ser el día 30 de enero en la sala 5B.
Thank you.
Gracias, eso es todo.
Una pregunta, ¿se puede hacer una pregunta?
Can I ask you a question?
I'd prefer that you talk about that with your newly appointed attorney, and I would advise you not to talk about the facts of your case, but I'm happy to hear you out.
Yo le aconsejaría que discuta las cosas con el abogado primero y que no discuta cosas sobre el caso aquí en público, pero si usted desea hablar.
Solo iba a hacer una pregunta. ¿La fianza para cuándo? No la escuché muy bien. ¿Cuándo podía salir?
Just a question about the bail. When would I be able to get out and what was the bail?
Your bail amount is $5,000.
La fianza son $5,000.
You'll be able to be released as soon as that bail amount is posted, or you go through a bondsman and they post the bail.
Y usted puede salir en libertad tan pronto se pague esa fianza o usted haga los trámites con un fiador.
If you're unable to make that bail, we've given you another court date.
Si no puede pagar la fianza, entonces tiene que esperar a la próxima audiencia, a la próxima fecha en el tribunal.
Ahorita no me he podido comunicar con mis familiares porque el número de teléfono que me dio se lo tenía el oficial y no me he podido comunicar con mis familiares. Entonces, al comunicarme con ellos, tal vez ya pagaría mi fianza aquí.
Well, I haven't been able to contact my relatives because they gave me a phone number, but the phone number was taken away by the officers. If I could contact my relatives, I might be able to make bond.
That's information that you should probably talk to your attorney about when you meet with them, and maybe they can assist you in getting a hold of your family.
Eso es información que usted la debe discutir con sus abogados cuando usted pueda reunirse con ellos y ellos quizás pueden hacer los arreglos para conseguir a sus familiares.
I'm afraid I can't help you with that part of the case.
Yo me temo que yo no lo puedo ayudar con esa parte de su caso.
Good luck, sir.
Your Honor, do we accept his name?
Yes, his name is accepted. Mr. Sotomayor, I think that's all the business we have for you. Thanks for your help. What? Wait, I'm sorry, there's one more.
Mr. Ramon Hernandez.
Mr. Sotomayor, this is case number 23CT2.
CT2.
State of Florida versus Ramon Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez, good afternoon.
Buenas tardes, señor Hernández. Good afternoon.
Mr. Hernandez, you are here with us based on an allegation that you were driving while license suspended with 2 subsequent offenses.
Usted está aquí debido a la alegación de que usted estaba manejando con la licencia suspendida y con 2 eventos subsiguientes.
Actually, this would be the second offense.
De hecho, este sería el segundo.
This is a first-degree misdemeanor allegation.
La alegación es un delito menos grave de primer grado.
I find probable cause for your arrest.
Yo he encontrado causa probable o motivo fundado para su arresto.
The court's going to lower your bond to $500.
Vamos a rebajarle la fianza a $500.
As a condition of that bond, you are not to drive without a valid driver's license.
Y como condición de esa fianza, usted no puede manejar sin una licencia válida.
I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent your interests.
Y estoy nombrando a la oficina del defensor público para que lo represente en este caso.
Thank you.
Gracias, eso es todo.
Mr. Watson, anybody else? No, Your Honor, as far as I'm aware. Thanks. Thanks, Mr. Sotomayor.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Have a good day.
You too.
Mr. Mullins, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Ernie Mullins on behalf of John Vega Morales today. Mr. Morales is represented by Mr. Melendez, Carlos Melendez, and he asked me to cover this hearing.
All right.
This is one where, I'm sorry.
State of Florida versus John Morales.
He's in hospital, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, Judge, this is a violation of probation, and the state is not objecting to a dismissal based on the fact that.
I understand. He's categorized as a violent felony offender of special concern pursuant to the statute. I can't dismiss the case without having a danger hearing first. I can ask the state whether they're in a position to
address that. I didn't know that, Judge. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Your Honor, I've conferred with the assistant state attorney that's handling this in circuit court. All that I've heard from her is that the state has no objection to a dismissal of the VOP. I can't speak to anything further than that.
All right. It's my understanding that Mr. Morales was on probation. Our case was a non-violent felony offense. He was arrested in Polk County for a new law offense, which has been since no billed or no info. Based on, I'm not sure what the violent felony offender special concern designation is based on.
Because the first one, there's a couple of traffic offenses, so I think it might be the battery by strangulation, but I don't know if that qualifies, if that's a qualifying offense offhand. I could look in this 948.06, I think.
He's got a long and colorful history. I suspect it's the aggravated battery from 2012 conviction out of Miami that he was convicted of, that he's got a ton of ag-bats.
Well, the violent felony offender of special concern carries us through the disposition of the violation of probation, right? So if the violation of probation proceeding is dismissed.
The statute says I cannot dismiss the violation of probation without first doing a danger hearing. So while I do not object to your request, I don't think that I'm in a position to force the state to give me information on whether they believe he's whether he's a danger to society. It's my case. I can have you back this week.
Okay. I'll tell Mr. Melendez that.
We'll tell Mr. Melendez, and the assigned ASA can get him in front of me as early as tomorrow.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thanks. He's in medical, though. I don't know if we're going to physically have him, so let Mr. Melendez know he can waive his appearance for the danger hearing if that's appropriate, and that there's going to be no objection.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Does all that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Your Honor, I have him for VOP arraignment on January 12th. Would you like me to move that up?
Let's just keep that. Have Mr. Melendez contact Ms. Hafner. She's in the office, and we'll get him on the books.
For January 12th or
No,
for earlier?
For earlier.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Okay, bye-bye now.
State of Florida versus Leon Williams. So we're going to accept a denial today and just leave him on the VOP docket. Actually, it's not an arraignment. We don't have to do that.
Mr. Williams bonded out, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. State of Florida versus Audrey Brokaw.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, we didn't get any word that bonded prior, but Mr. Williams is not one of them.
Mr. Watson, you're sure that Leon Williams bonded out?
That's what we were told by the social services and the staff here at the jail, Your Honor.
Usually I'm notified if someone bonded prior.
The clerk was surprised by that, so we'll, I'll call that at the end.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure. State of Florida versus Audrey Brokaw. Ms. Brokaw, good afternoon. You're here with us based on an allegation that you violated your probation in 2022 CT 2534. That was by way of a warrant. I don't have any additional information for you. I don't even have the judge that issued the warrant, but I do see an active warrant based on that violation of probation. We'll let Orange County know that you're here with us, get you in front of the judge that issued the warrant. Hopefully you can address that issue. Right now you're on no bond. You're going to remain on no bond. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent your interests. Make sure you got a voice while that's happening. Thanks. State of Florida versus Stuart Gray.
He's in the hospital as well, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Gray's in the hospital? He's in medical?
Yes, Your Honor. I suppose.
Yeah, he's
All right, thanks. He's got an active warrant out of Broward County. I couldn't have done anything about it anyway. It's a no bond warrant, and we'll just let Broward County know that he's with us. I don't think a reset's necessary. State of Florida versus Jocelyn Croft. Thank you.
She bonded out, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Watson. All right. That's Mr. State of Florida versus Javier Baggett.
Oh, Your Honor, Mr. Baggett wasn't brought over for behavior reasons. We're wondering whether you might be willing to just waive his appearance.
I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent Mr. Baggett on both. No, he's just got the one case, 23 MM1. Wow, he's the first misdemeanor arrest of the year. I've read the charging affidavit.
I do have a PC argument, Your Honor.
I'm ready.
Yes, Your Honor. In terms of the petty theft, I would just argue that it's unclear how well of a view the witness had of Mr. Baggett, and many people match the description that was given, and that wearing socks that he was found wearing the socks he was found with is not a crime, and there's no indication of who threw away the wrapper that was found in the garbage can. In addition, and perhaps more poignantly, to the false ID charge, there's no information at all about the false ID charge. It indicates that you should look to Officer Waters' supplemental report, but that report is not in this arrest affidavit, Your Honor.
I saw that, Mr. Lawson. Mr. Valance?
Regarding the retail theft, Your Honor, states in the affidavit, Saucier stated Baggett walked towards the shelf and appeared to take merchandise off the shelf. That's sufficient to give rise to probable cause for retail theft. Whether or not that statement is credible is something that's for trial. In addition, regarding the false ID to LEO, the state would request a 24-hour reset to get that report from the additional officer.
All right, the 24-hour request is going to be granted. Looks like there's a supplemental report that doesn't indeed exist. I do find probable cause for the petty theft. We'll set that bond in the amount of $250. He's also out on a bond out of Orange County. It's 22 MM 7488. I'm not going to take any action on that. That's a trespass case. So we'll grant a 24-hour reset on false name or identification by arrestee, and try again tomorrow on that charge. State of Florida versus Joshua Cates, 23 CF2.
Your Honor, while Mr. Cates comes up, I do have an argument for him. In addition, I just wanted to update Your Honor. It turns out Mr. Williams, who we covered before, he did bond out on this charge, but he was kept on a separate charge, and that's where the confusion came about. They are getting him now, and he'll be here shortly.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Good afternoon, Mr. Cates. Mr. Mr. Cates, you were arrested based on allegations of burglary of an unoccupied vehicle, petty theft, first offense, and credit card fraud less than $100. I've read the charging affidavit. Mr. Wasson?
Yes, Your Honor. So there was no eyewitnesses of the actual offense here. The only indication in the arrest affidavit is that there was an additional man with Mr. Cates. Mr. Cates says that additional man is the one that committed the offense. And there's evidence to support this in the arrest affidavit, Your Honor. There's testimony to support this arrest affidavit with the video that the officer watched. In addition, there's no ID of this other party. We have no idea who it is, and there's no probable cause that Mr. Cates committed any offenses and not this other person.
Mr. Balance?
Your Honor, I couldn't hear a large portion of the defense's argument.
I think the probable cause challenges to the burglary of an unoccupied vehicle, indicating that there was no physical evidence that supported that.
Your Honor, I believe that there is a sufficient amount of circumstantial evidence. May I have a moment to review the affidavit?
Sure.
Thank you. The state has no further argument, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. I agree with the defense on this one as far as probable cause for count 1, burglary of an unoccupied vehicle. He's going to be released on his own recognizance. He will have a bond, as I find probable cause for petty theft, first offense, and credit card fraud. Bond in each of those counts will be in the amount of $500 each. Bigger problem that he has is he was out on ROR on another felony offense in 22 CF 3314. That's in front of me. The court's going to find probable cause that he's committed a new law offense while he was out on our felony bond. ROR, sorry, he was on ROR. Was he on ROR? He was on ROR. So ROR is going to be revoked and set at no bond until he can get in front of me and explain to me what's going on. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender on both cases.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks. 2023 CF3 Claude Chapman.
Your Honor, I do have a PC argument with Mr. Chapman. Mr. Chapman.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chapman.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Chapman, you were arrested based on allegations of trafficking in cocaine and smuggling contraband into a county detention facility. I've read the charging affidavit. Mr. Wasson?
Yes, Your Honor. As to the smuggling charge, Mr. Chapman, the arrest affidavit indicates Mr. Chapman was arrested, had no free will to choose what he could or could not bring into the jail when he was brought here. He didn't, my argument, Your Honor, would be that if the accusation is true, he didn't introduce the substance. He was introduced to the jail, Your Honor. It wasn't his choice. It wasn't his free will.
Mr. Valance?
Your Honor, I feel confident that the defendant was given sufficient time to give up whatever contraband he might have. I've never personally been to the Osceola County Jail. However, it's my understanding that it's fairly clear whenever you enter a carceral facility that you have the opportunity to give up any contraband that you might have. Case law supports this. So there's no further argument, Your Honor.
Thanks. Interesting legal argument, Mr. Wasson. I think that's a discussion for another day in front of the trial judge. I do find probable cause for the 2 allegations against Mr. Chapman. And the court's going to set bond in count 1 in the amount of $50,000. I'm going to lower bond in count 2 in the amount of $2,500. These are going to be with pretrial release conditions. He's not to possess or consume any illegal substances, and he's not to leave the jurisdiction of the 9th Judicial Circuit without further leave of court. Thanks. State of Florida versus Neri Cordova, 23 CT1.
Could you repeat that, Your Honor? I apologize.
Neri Cordova.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Cordova is in a medical. He currently has an IV. We'd ask you to waive, and I do have argument for him.
Court will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent Mr. Cordova's interests. I have a DUI charging affidavit, which I have reviewed. Mr. Wasson?
Yes, Your Honor. So in the affidavit that I see, there was no field sobriety exercises. There was no breath test. I can't find any reason for the stop as to why the stop was made. Very limited indications of being intoxicated, Your Honor, except for, I will say, Your Honor, that it does indicate that Mr. Cordova is epileptic, which could account for some of the indications that were checkmarked on the affidavit. Otherwise, there's no narrative, Your Honor. There's no indication whatsoever in this affidavit that I have, Your Honor, that there was any signs of intoxication.
There's a sworn witness affidavit attached to the charging affidavit indicated that he was passed out at in traffic and was sitting with a vodka bottle next to him. Based on that and the officer's observations, I find probable cause for the allegation of DUI. He qualifies for pretrial release. I'll grant him pretrial release with the following conditions. He's to possess or consume no alcohol. He is not to drive without a valid driver's license. Thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor. And for the record, Your Honor, I did not have that attached affidavit. So
Oh, no worries. State of Florida versus Alfonso Flores, 23 MM3. Good afternoon, Mr. Flores.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Flores, you were here with us based on an allegation of battery, domestic violence related. Taking a look at the charging affidavit, I do find probable cause. Your bond is going to be set in the amount of $1,000 with the following conditions of your bond. You're not to have any contact whatsoever with the alleged victim in this case, and you're not going to be able to return to the location where this is alleged to have occurred. I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent your interests. Mr. Watson, do you want to inquire whether there would be any reason to return one time?
I'll inquire. Yes, Your Honor. If we could just have one return for him to get his property and his tools from that.
Court will approve one-time return with law enforcement to get some personal property, Mr. Flores, while this case is getting sorted out. Other than that, you won't be able to cohabitate or have contact with the alleged victim, and you'll get some paperwork that reflects that. Thank you. State of Florida versus Richard Gabriel.
Your Honor, the staff here at the jail is requesting that we do Leon Williams next.
Sure. State of Florida versus Leon Williams.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, can you repeat the name?
Leon Williams.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Williams.
Good afternoon, sir.
Mr. Williams, you are here with us based on an out-of-county warrant. Looks like you have an active warrant out of Orange County. I don't have a whole lot of information for you about that warrant other than it is an allegation of failing to appear for operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. I don't have what judge issued the warrant, but I do see that they assigned a bond in the amount of $500. So your bond will be $500, and I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent your interests.
Yes, sir. And my mom said she paid that this morning.
Okay. So if you bonded out with us, I don't know whether you have any other issues anywhere else. If you,
I'm so sorry. He bonded out for the Osceola County case, but I didn't get any paperwork for any Osceola case. So he still has the Orange County.
all right. Make sure that your mom bonded you out on 2022 CT 50800. Your public defender should have that paperwork. If you bonded out on the other one, if there's another case that she bonded out, they're not going to release you. So you got to bond out on both.
Yeah, she did both.
Okay, then you should be good to go.
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck.
And How much is that ticket again, sir? I wanted to ask because I forgot I had a lot going on, and I had lost my job and stuff, and I had to do a lot for myself.
Yeah, don't make any admissions on the record because you could be admitting some of the elements of the case. Talk that over with your.
No, I want to admit. I was just saying, how much is that?
I understand. I know you're trying to be honest, and I appreciate it, but I don't want you to say something that's going to be against your interests. I don't have any information about the operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, so I don't know why your license was suspended. I'm sorry. Good luck. State of Florida versus Richard Gabriel.
I do have a PC argument for Mr. Gabriel, Your Honor.
Thanks. Good afternoon, Mr. Gabriel. Mr. Gabriel, you got two cases with us. One's in 23 CF6, the other one's 23 MM5. Looks like they were related allegations. First allegation in 23 CF6 is an allegation of burglary. Second allegation is an allegation of criminal mischief. In your second case, there's an allegation of trespass, which is the misdemeanor case. I've read both affidavits. Mr. Wasson?
Yes, Your Honor. As to the burglary, after reading the affidavit, I'm not sure where the entry took place to the actual vehicle. It appears to me, based on the affidavit, that my client is accused of attempting to enter the vehicle but never actually succeeded. In addition, Your Honor, my client is accused of breaking the handle of the car of the Nissan Murano. However, there's no indication in the affidavit whether that handle was actually fully functional at the beginning of the day. There's no indication whether the harm was caused by my client or whether my client was a unfortunate bystander for the broken handle already, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Balance?
Your Honor, the statements in the affidavit support both of these charges. Firstly, Swan further advised me that he left the vehicle door unlocked overnight, and Richard was able to enter the vehicle before he locked it. In addition, Richard continued to attempt to open the vehicle door, and the left side driver's door handle broke. Made it sound like a statement of causation of why it happened. This is sufficient information in this affidavit to support probable cause for both of these charges.
I agree with the state as to the criminal mischief and the trespass. I don't think there's anything in the affidavit that supports an allegation of burglary. The burglary allegation is based on a trespass with the intent to commit a crime therein. I don't see the crime alleged to have been committed therein. It's not in the four corners of the affidavit. So as to the burglary offense, now the order is different on my initial appearance information sheet. Is the burglary first?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Can you repeat that?
On the face sheet, it has trespass and then burglary. On the affidavit, it has burglary, then criminal mischief.
The booking report should be correct. The information sheet is provided by PTR.
Okay. All right. So as to count one in 2023 CF6, the court's going to ROR on that count. As to count two, I find probable cause, bond set in the amount of $1,000. As to 23 MM5, trespass, the court finds probable cause, sets bond in the amount of $150. The Office of the Public Defender is appointed on both cases. If I didn't previously announce that, do we have court dates? I don't have any additional court dates for you.
Your Honor, the state would only request, and you might be getting to this, as a condition of any release, be no contact with the alleged victim and no return to the location.
Yep, you're already trespassed, so if you go back there, that's a new law offense, and you don't want to do that. So you may not be, as a condition of your bond, permitted to return to the 5150 Boggy Creek Road address, and you're not to have any contact with Mr. Swan. Thanks. State of Florida versus Victor Kessler, 23 CF7. Good afternoon, Mr. Kessler. Mr. Kessler, you were arrested based on an allegation of possessing cocaine. I have found probable cause for that allegation. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent your interest. You qualify for release on pretrial release. I will release you to pretrial release with the following conditions. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances. Thanks. State of Florida versus Ellery Pittman. Good afternoon, Mr. Pittman. Mr. Pittman, you were arrested based on an allegation of battery, domestic violence related. Court finds probable cause for your arrest. Court's going to set bond in the amount of $500 plus the following pretrial release conditions. You're to have no contact whatsoever with the alleged victim in this case, which is Ms. Bonino, and you're not going to be able to return to the property where this is alleged to have occurred, which is the Fenentry Lane address while this case is getting sorted out. I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender. Mr. Wasson, do you wish to ask whether there needs to be a one-time return?
Yes, Your Honor, I've already spoken to Mr. Pittman. He's indicated he would like a one-time return. He indicated his tools for his job are at that property.
Sure. You'll be allowed to return one time with law enforcement to get some personal property while this case is getting sorted out. Mr. Balance?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state also respectfully requests that the defendant not be allowed to have any contact with his stepchildren, Michaela Bonino and Simon Bonino as well. They're alleged to have heard the argument and their mother yelling.
I understand the request. I'm going to deny the request. I don't believe I've got jurisdiction over non-charged victims to issue a no contact order. I'm not actually sure as to the age of the children either, whether they're adults or children. So the request is denied. I'll do it for you, Mr. Ellis. Thanks. Mr. Pittman, excuse me. State of Florida versus Gordon Smith.
If you could repeat that, Your Honor, I apologize.
Gordon Smith.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Smith was unable to attend due to behavior. We'd ask you to waive his appearance today, and I do have some argument for his PC.
Sure. Office of the Public Defender is appointed to represent Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith was arrested based on allegations of resisting an officer without violence and loitering or prowling. Mr. Wasson?
Yes, Your Honor. As to the resisting, there's no indication